Welcome to Palo Alto in Silicon Valley, California. Residents here are some of the most educated in the country, comprising of multiple Nobel Prize winners, venture capitalists, and the world's most renowned medical centers. We're your hosts, Trisha Motter.
And I'm Michael Gordon with E3 Realty, and we are here at a very special location to us and the community, the Stanford Theatre, where my lovely wife first introduced me to classic movies, beginning with The Philadelphia Story, which is still my favorite to this day. The Stanford Theatre first opened in 1925, and it served for decades as Palo Alto's premier movie house. In 1987, after a blockbuster Fred Astaire Film Festival, the David and Lucille Packard Foundation bought the theater and restored it to its original splendor. It is now owned and operated by the nonprofit Stanford Theatre Foundation, presenting classic Hollywood films. The renovated Stanford Theatre quickly becomes America's most popular place to watch classic Hollywood movies.
We have a very special guest with us here, Cindy Mortensen, the manager of the Stanford Theatre. Cindy, thank you so much for being here with us, and we'd love to hear what is something that most people may not know about this theater that's pretty special.
One thing is the theater's been here for 100 years. We started out in silent film and go all the way up to the 60s. And the stage at the Stanford Theatre used to be used for vaudeville, and one of our acts was Ginger Rogers, who was the teenage Charleston champion, and she danced on our stage in 1926.
And Cindy, can you share with us, what do you love most about being here at this theater?
I love that when I come in here, it doesn't matter how long I've worked here, but when I'm here and I come in and the auditorium darkens and the curtains open, the organ rises up, it's just magic. And I feel like I'm back in this, the time period, in the 30s. It hasn't changed at all. And I imagine people sitting in my very seat watching the magic happen and experiencing that. And that just never goes away.
Today we have with us Phil, Chief Projectionist here at the Stanford Theatre, to share with us what happens here behind the scenes that most people have no idea. When it comes to this equipment, I feel like I'm thrown back in time. What is all of this?
This equipment, the way we run film here was a standard some 70 years ago that was quite popular. You use 2 projectors. The film comes in on reels. In this case, this film is 5 reels. And my job is to keep the continuity going through the film. There's a series of cue marks that I look for at the end of each reel. It's all designed, measured perfectly so that you see no break in the film as I make changeover from one projector to the other.
We are very lucky to have Jerry, our chief organist here at the Stanford Theatre. Jerry, thank you so much for being here to also ask some more questions and find out more about what you do. And I'd love to know the history about the organ that you play and a little bit about that.
It's my pleasure. So the organ that's installed here at the Stanford Theatre is the second instrument. It was originally installed in Lowe State, Syracuse in New York, and it came out to California in probably 1960.
Wonderful. What do you love most about playing the organ?
You get to be the performer, the conductor, the orchestrator, all at the same time. So when you're sitting up there, the piece of music, that piece of paper that sits on the rack, that's my guide of how the tune goes. And from there, I can sort of embellish it and alter it according to how I feel, sort of tailor it for each performance. That's what I like. And it'll always be a little different, a little and fresh.
we want to have a very special thank you to the David and Lucille Packard Foundation and everyone here at the Stanford Theatre for making this extraordinary experience all possible.
We look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, keep living the American dream.